Hey, welcome to my backyard. This is the roaster, and I'm gonna roast some beans that have historically been a challenge for me. These are some Tanzania Peaberry. They're just different. They're a lot smaller, and so I've roasted these a few times, and it's kind of either they've been way over and they've been too dark, or they've been way under, and they were too light for my grinder. My grinder wouldn't even grind them. So I'm feeling good. I'm going to take the previous knowledge and I'm going to try and roast these today and see if I can't get something drinkable, like a nice medium light roast. All right, let's load them up. There we go. So there they are, roasting away. This is one of my favorite parts. Well, it's all my favorite part. But you never know what's gonna happen, you know? And I'm gonna be kind of gentle on them, so I'm gonna do my heat a little lower than normal. If we hit first crack around 8 minutes, 9 minutes, which is usually like when it happens, then we're good. If they take a little longer, sometimes I let them take a little longer. I'm just listening to them. I'm just looking at them, smelling them, seeing what they need. All right, 2 minutes and 45 seconds down. Not much has really happened. They're just in there. And I think we're on our way to some delicious coffee. But I'm nervous. It's times like this, the beginning of the roast is pretty low stakes. So sometimes I'll just sit here and kind of look at my backyard. I'll observe the plants, the bushes, the mountains. There's some beautiful mountains that I get to look at when I roast. And just kind of take this time to myself to think about my day, think about what I'm going to do. I'm trying not to dwell too much on the things that I have done, because sometimes that'll make me sad. Temperature 280, and we're about 4 minutes and 45 seconds in, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. I don't really know what that means. Let's check them. They're starting to turn a little bit there. That's fun. Starting to smell kind of toasty, earthy. And I think that's a good sign. All right, we're 5 minutes and 45 seconds in, and our temperature just hit 300. We're approaching yellowing, and that's when the beans go from that green, earthy color to a yellow, toasty color. And that's one of my favorite parts of the roast. Look at them, they're just turning away. It's an important time for me out here by the roaster, you know. It's kind of nice to take a step back, and sometimes I don't think about anything at all. I'll just look at the birds. We have a lot of different species of birds in the yard. We get finches out here. Sometimes we get grackles. We get magpies, blue jays, robins. It's a nice little haven, you know, and I don't mind sharing it. And the birds don't seem to mind the coffee scent. All right, so this is pacing a little slower, but I'm okay with that because, like I say, these beans, they're sensitive. They're sensitive, so I don't want to do something crazy. I don't want to make any big moves. But we're at 7 minutes 45 seconds, and our bean temp's approaching 330. So that's on track. That's on track. They smell so good. So they're browning. They're browning. That's kind of the color we're at. Oh, watch out, hot bean. If I leave that sampler open too long, it'll shoot hot beans out at me. This is where things get a little more intense, because I just don't know what's going to happen next, you know? All right, 9:15. I would have loved to hear first crack, but I'm not going to push these beans somewhere they don't want to be, you know? We just hit 350, which is thrilling. Gonna give them a smell. Oh yeah, very sweet, very fruity. And what I like, they're not really a burn smell. I get nervous if I'm smelling like a burn smell because I feel like I feel like I'm being too aggressive. I don't know if it's just this roaster in particular, but my favorite roasts are usually happening around, I'm pulling around the 15-minute mark. I extend them a little bit. It's a little more slow and low. I'm a little gentler with the beans. And I find that gets into the flavors that I like. Those really like kind of cookie, toasty, smoky flavors without hitting those either burn bitters or like those sour light notes. Right in the middle. I ease in and get it cooked all the way through. That's what I've been liking. But I might change my mind. I don't know. Maybe today I'll change my mind on that. All right, we just hit 370 and we're at 11 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm hoping to hear some crackling. And this is the part where, you know, historically I've heard nothing. Oh, I hear it. It's a deep, quiet pop, but I definitely heard some pops. I heard some cracks. Oh, yeah. Toasty, approaching those cookie notes. Still a little light. See, I get so excited about the low and slow light roast because they've been so good. But these Tanzanian, they're a grinder buster, man. If I pull them too soon, they'll lock up the grinder. And that's the worst. Okay, we're hitting 380, which is like full temp, and some solid cracks. So I'm gonna up my airflow and see if I can let them sit in this first crack, extend that roast time. This is where that flavor is really creative. So they're looking pretty dark. They're approaching that medium, but I'm gonna hold out. I'm gonna hold out to about 390. All right, 389. Smelling toasty, kind of mapley now. Those maple notes are coming out. Doesn't quite smell dark yet, so I'm going to hold off. Okay, we're at 390, but I'm just not feeling it yet. Oh, yeah, now it's starting to smell. Starting to get that burn smell. I'm going to pull them. Oh, sugar. I forgot to pull my tray out. Now it's all full of chaff. Get them out. There we go. We did it. Got hot beans, got to watch out. Get them on the fan. Had some technical difficulties, but we recovered. I would like to pull them a little sooner, but we ended up pulling them at 14 minutes. And that's fine. Now we're gonna cool them off. See if we can bust the rest of that chaff out of there. Yeah, I ended up pulling these about 391. And we'll see, I'm feeling good about these. Historically, when I've roasted these, I've heard nothing. I've heard no first crack. I've heard no popping, and I haven't known where I was. And then we just keep going, and then they just turn dark. They turn into charcoal. But that's not what happened here. It's looking like a nice medium light. Let's just hope it doesn't bust my grinder. Yeah, they feel pretty rigid. They still feel pretty heavy, like a light roast. So I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous that maybe I didn't go far enough. But we'll find out. Okay, let's see if this will grind. That's a good sign. So it's not too light. It smells so good. That toasty cookie smell that I love. Not like dark bitter and not like sour light. Oh my goodness. Not really fruity, just like toasty. Okay. I'm gonna pour this over ice so I can actually taste it. So we did it. Oh, the birds are excited. We did it. We roasted the Tanzania Peaberry. I'm excited about it. It smelled good when I ground it. Not too fruity, but it wasn't bitter. We didn't overdo it. This mysterious bean to me has become a little less mysterious. But I've got this over ice, so I'm going to try the espresso. Oh. It's good extraction. There's some deep flavors there. The hints, yep. It's like, look, I don't know what I'm talking about. But there is like an earthiness. There's like a maple. There's like a hint of like a maple, like a tamarind kind of flavor there. Oh my gosh. It's so good. It's so good. A little bit of fruity without being sour, and a little toasty without being bitter. It's a nice medium light. Great. This is exciting for me because I know roasting at home is kind of robust, but I know brewing at home can be kind of scary. And I think being a part of the process is what makes it fun. Knowing where your bean came from, knowing how it was roasted, and having that level of control over the flavor. It sounds complex, but the more you brew at home, the more exciting it is. And so, yeah, it's exciting for me, and I would hope that other people will get excited about it, which I guess is why I'm sharing this. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.